I asked you guys this question earlier. Let's see if you got an answer. 5 nights at Diddy's.
Look at boundaries, bro. We gotta put
You guys think COVID was a big help for what you guys are doing now?
I mean, for me, I feel like I'm a piece of all these stories. Like mine is a quilt of all of that because the silver lining was COVID in a weird way for me. I tapped out like 2019 mentally because I reached the highest financial point that I'd ever been at chasing these zeros. And then I realized I was full of zeros. Like I had nothing inside of me. So I was like, what the hell was I doing this for? And literally 6 months later, COVID hits, and that's kind of like a silver lining, and that's my Homer Simpson move, which is still a risk also because I was making way more money than I am now, more money than I've ever made, and I was also promised this world that the finish line kept getting extended. So the way that you're talking about like separation, well, for me it was like you got to be quicker than that. You almost had it, like, and that finish line just kept getting extended for me, and I was like, I'm gonna be the Marley quote, like, chasing numbers. Numbers are forever, so you're just gonna be chasing forever and stuff. So, I was like, I need to check with myself inside, and like, who did I want to be before I gave up? And that's what brought me to my next big risk, which was I moved to Chicago because I was like, I wanted to be an actor, but not just any actor. I wanted to be a comedic actor, which does like sketch, improv, and like, where does this come from? I studied this since I was a jit, and I was like, Second City. And there's this pipeline between Second City, Toronto, and Chicago, and everything about it was just like calling my name, and I was like, I need to figure out how to get there. Doing it when you're 30-something years old, and you're meeting kids that are half your age, it's insane. It's insane because then it puts it into perspective where you're at. And I think that's crazy to me, like that fast forward moment where you've been lost in the sauce for a while, or you've been zooming in for a while, and you take that step back and you're like, oh shit, I could have done this 15 years ago. Like there's a pipeline for this. This can actually be a move. Like you can be a chef since day one if you want, like all of this. COVID slowed everything down, and whatever was in my mind, like it spread it out, and it was able to like rid the rest of the unnecessary things. Much like I'm the Cuban Rick Rubin. He's not a producer, he's a reducer. Same vibe. Like I saw so much stuff that was unnecessary in COVID, and I think that was like a solid time for that. And I'd be an asshole if I don't mention this, but shout out to Steph because she was working frontline in the middle of all that chaos too. Like she was a COVID ICU cardiac nurse, and what she was going through and seeing and all this shit, like while I'm here on my like spiritual retreat and whatever, like bless her soul. And the same thing with Chicago. Like she's like, you need to do this. Are you fucking kidding me? You waited this long? Like, I'm not going to let you wait another day. Like, I'm glad that we all got like this strong like support in our corners and stuff, not only with ourselves, but with our partners. But yeah, I want to know like kind of with you guys specifically what it was like COVID, because for me, it was that silver lining per se.
Yeah, no, I had a similar experience. My shit, like, I thought the industry was over, bro. There was people moving out of LA, like, I mean, just by the thousands, dude. And the industry was legitimately shut the fuck down. There was people talking about, like, I remember listening to Joey Diaz, his podcast, and he was like, I'm out of here, fuckers. Like, and he's just, like, talking about it, like, this shit is over. And I'm just, like, in my crib, like, fucking anxiety to the max. But I had the silver lining is I booked Heels on July of 2020. And so, like, that hit, it came at the perfect time, dude. So my career actually took off during COVID, which is the opposite of what happened to a lot of people. So I have a similar kind of thing of it being a silver lining for me.
I mean, for me, since I was kind of already in that mindset of, like, I kind of need to slowly start peeling back on my DJing and like nightlife. It just gave me like a fucking boom. Like, here you go. You wanted to chill? Chill. So I was, I mean, I know a lot of people went through a lot and struggle, but I was fucking enjoying it. You know, being honest, because I had that hard stop and forced pause. And then, you know, I was up, which thank God, up until that point, I was making good money. So like, you know, they had a lot of benefits at the time. And I was, you know, it was like I was able to, you know, get at least stay afloat with what I was making because they were, you know, giving unemployment. So I didn't have that stress, thank God, from the money side. And then now I was like forced to like, basically I was doing all the things I do now. I was just sitting at home doing them. We were like, all right, let's get the podcast. Yo, let's start streaming. Yo, let's do this. Yo, let's do that. Let's go shoot that. Yo, I'm gonna play video games and Twitch. Like I was just playing around with everything. And then I'm like, oh, this is what I love to do, and now I get to do it. So how do I like? That was my thing. All right, now how do I like monetize this? How do I take my graphic design business more serious now that I have time to like sit down and be like, what am I fucking up? What can I do better? Like how do I need help here? I never had the time to like go through it with the fine comb of like, what am I doing? Like, how can I make it better? So for me, it was great. But I also knew that at some point, especially in Miami, like we were going to come back. So like, so I was like, it's a good break because, you know, and then, I mean, since we were the only city, it came back like, well, like a lot of places shut down, but like it was.
I moved to Texas in the beginning and that shit was wide open. Like it looked like nothing was going on. And then in May, Miami opened. Like 2 months, like 3 months, Miami opened. Like, didn't last long.
I had 0 paintings before COVID.
Holy shit.
So, yeah. COVID actually, yeah. I had 0 paintings before COVID. Yeah. And then for like a year and a half after that, maybe like 3 or 4. But COVID brought upon the necessary reflection time to understand that my identity wasn't a baseball executive. Like it made me brought me front and center of that because baseball actually kept going. Like we went into a bubble. Like I actually worked harder during COVID in some ways than at other times, just because it was time for everybody to do all the projects that we couldn't do now. So it was a whole other thing. But COVID brought upon like the death of a previous life. It's funny we were talking about the life and death of things. Like that previous person, like the death was a slow death that started when COVID happened because it forced me to look like in the mirror and be like, yo, what are we doing here? You know, like you're making money. I was a wealthy person in combination with my previous partner. Like finances weren't an issue at the time, but it was like I finally reached a point where like something else was calling me, something bigger was calling for me to do a bigger creative itch, and that's where I started during COVID. So came out the other end of that with the freedom to do so, but took a while to get to that point.
Yeah, and then that's the thing. Like when you're basically all you do is stripped away. Like I only DJ. Yeah. And now there is no DJing. Like so, what do you? Not just like physically like going somewhere to DJ, but like it strips away. Like what if there was no DJing? Then who are you? So it's the death of your identity, and then like realizing like okay, I'm not just that. I just was so caught up in that like I had to step away.
How was it for you, Billy?
I was just gonna bring that up because. Yeah. It was great for him.
The first couple weeks, a month, the first 2 months were rough.
Yeah.
Like
didn't know what to do.
The first day of COVID was horrendous for me. Because I work on a business that people book me in advance and people give me deposits. Everything closes down. Like the week COVID hits, Francis Suarez, the mayor, gets COVID. I was supposed to do an event for him the day before. Like the day he announces he gets COVID. For the Mexican consulate at the city hall and this and that, I started getting calls. Oh, I want my money back. Oh, everything, like they closed everything I had sold for the whole year, talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of money, and people coming asking me for money, and I'm like, I'm sorry, but you're not getting your money back. You have credit with me for the rest of your life. Whenever you decide to do, if you want to do 10 events,
you got it.
And $1,000 each, and you have credit for life with me. I'll honor everything, but you're not getting your money back.
That's in the That's in the contract.
Oh, it's in the contract.
Yeah, I have a contract.
Right.
You have credit, and I'll do the event. I did weddings 3 years after. And I charged them the same price I told them before COVID. I honored those prices. And we all know those prices weren't the same prices. Right. I didn't end up making no money on that because I already wasted the deposit and everything anyways.
Yeah.
But I honor everybody's money. I didn't take nobody's money, but I didn't give nobody's money back. I turned 30 years old the week COVID closed and everything closed. And I'm like, I have never been depressed in my life. That week I was depressed.
We threw a party the day that they announced we're gonna close the country.
We
were packed in a bar, and the news is on, and they're putting it like we're gonna close.
And we bought hand sanitizer and gloves so people felt comfortable. So after that, like it gave me a chance to reinvent myself. The week after, I'm like, I gotta do something. So I started doing meals to go from my kitchen. Family meals and little by little. Like the day I posted the flyer, I don't know if you did the flyer or Paul did the flyer.
I did the first one.
Because Sarah has done a million flyers for me. I posted and I had like 200 people repost the flyer, and that gave me chills. Like I'm like, fuck, people give a fuck.
And that was also like the first time he saw movement like that on social media.
Oh, I was completely I was against social media
he
before
didn't care
the
about
pandemic. I didn't give a fuck.
It took me like a month to convince him to make videos. He denied me twice.
When was it that you guys paired up exactly?
Yeah, we paired up a couple times.
Yeah, but like the full time vibe, that streak already going since COVID now?
April 2022.
Okay.
Bro, but we've been working together now for like 10 years almost.
Overall, okay.
Yeah.
Probably more.
Doing stuff and helping each other.
I did a party and I wanted to cook, and then he just showed up. And then I remembered that he was a chef, and then he just gave me pointers, and that's when I was like, maybe we should do something together. He called me. We started doing pop-ups, sandwich, burgers, whatever. I worked at his restaurant. Ended up being like one of the caterers with him. I learned how to cook for real for people. I thought I knew how to cook until you cook for like 100 people. It's fucking crazy. That's why I don't do it anymore. But it was dope the way that we came together because he wanted to he's like, yo, trust me, this is going to work. And even though the first couple things did work and kind of fell off, now we're on like 1,000 right now. The amount of people that like love the videos, the amount of people that like hit us up, Burger King, like that Burger King message was like a thing to me that I've never gotten before. And it was dope that they're like, we love the video, we want to use it. Every day I run it by him like, this is what we're going to do, this is what we're going to do. And he's so easygoing. Sometimes he doesn't even ask for like a final. He just sees it when everyone else sees it on the Instagram.
people send me a video sometimes and like, oh, this is so dope. I'm like, bro, I haven't even seen it.
Wow, dude.
Breaking news to you.
But you know, like,
Paul's doing a great job.
But you know what? I've learned that you let people create. Because that's how I like to work. And once you trust somebody, of course. I tell people all the time, like, I go to a bar, and if I don't trust a bartender, I order gin and tonic. But if I trust the bar, make me whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah.
And I feel like that with a chef, with a creative. Hey, I don't like putting people limits and closing them up because they won't work. I know the feeling. And you would have asked me 5 years ago, 4 years ago, I didn't think I was a creative or an artist. Or same thing, I didn't think I was a salesman or a businessman. But at the end of the day, I was doing all the same shit. But it's you grow and you learn and you figure out and you let people do what they do. So if not, don't have the people next to you if you're gonna restrict them.
To piggyback a little bit on the COVID thing for him, because I think a lot of the clients that you have today come from that.
Yeah.
The house. I forgot who it was that talked to me, but they're like, randomly my daughter's friend showed us a video of him with a menu during COVID, and none of us were eating out, and we wanted to eat like really nice food, and we ordered it from Billy, and now whenever I want to do catering, I call Billy.
Oh, and it gave me a chance to reinvent myself because I was more. Right now, I'm a little more upscale, I'm more fine dining. Still, I'm a little niche in the type of food I do, but before it was more like mass produced. I wouldn't do a 10 people party. It would be 100 people, 1,000 people, 3,000, like. And I wouldn't have as much business as I have now. I started doing little to-go, like a house business, like cooking dinners for 8 people because you couldn't go to a restaurant. Or people didn't want to go to a restaurant. So they'll go out, cook, have my fucking mask on, and cook dinner for people, clean up and leave. But some of my best clients right now, I got them through there. and I got to meet people. The power of social media is insane. Like, and the one post from somebody that you don't even know who the fuck they are could change hundreds of $1,000s worth of business.
Yeah, that's wild.
Amen.
And also in Miami, there's a dick showing competition. So this guy is your friend, but he had you cook 3 tomahawks. Oh, they call me, I want 10 tomahawks and 4 lobsters. And you're like, fuck it, yeah, that's this much. Okay, let's go. And they go and post a video. And then their friend calls me and they wants to do the 12
He did 10.
tomahawks. Yeah. And there's a dick showing competition.
That's funny though. Like the beginning of COVID, everyone pretty much freaked the fuck out. I was just like, I was literally at my tail's end of like, I don't want to DJ anymore, and now I actually don't have to. And then if we were talking about risk. Moving to Texas was a risk. Even though there was nothing going on in Miami, Texas is a different monster. Everyone else was 21 and I was fucking 35. You know, like old as fuck. Everyone treated me like a geezer too. But they helped me, bro. They working vlogs with like all these vloggers that moved to Texas because it was the only thing open. When I came to Miami, Jake Paul was the first person that hit me up. He was like, yo, I saw you with Dobrik and these people. Like, bring your camera. And just me being around, everyone else was like, hey, I think they saw me as like I wasn't really a tight-knit person in that group, that they wanted to steal me from them. So I got stolen by like so many influencers, soccer players, basketball players. And it all led me back to Billy. Like I figured out who I want to work for, and it's like a friend. So I'm doing all this shit for like cool people, but in the end, they don't give me any recognition or tell me thanks. With Billy, I was like, I sat down, I looked, I'm like, Billy needs help with social media.
And
Let me
with
do
Paul, And Paul's not just that he does, he films or edit. No, Paul fucking directs the whole fucking shit. Like, if I wouldn't do it, like, all I know how to do is cook. And if you see my first video, it's the fucking most horrific thing. Like, it was an hour of bloopers, and I was doing scrambled eggs. And I cooked that shit in 2 minutes. But the bloopers, just the bloopers have more legs than the video of the fucking eggs.
Yeah.
But it was hilarious. And like, I would just look at him. Like, he's there with the camera's here. I'm looking at him. Like, and speeding up the fucking eggs, cooking as fast as possible. So I don't want to talk. Like, if it's not because of him, you grow together and you build something with people. Like, what you guys doing is so dope because everybody brings something to it. Like, and I've learned, the camera, this, and I feel way more comfortable with a camera, way more comfortable speaking, things I would have never wanted to. I didn't want to do it. I didn't feel comfortable doing it. And he's brought me out and now I can even tell people, you should do this, and that, because I lived it, I learned it, and we've grown together.
Just do shit with your friends.
Friends that you trust.
Yeah, the right friends.
There's some
The right
friends
friends.
that
I think that's a good
I've been doing things with my friends my whole life, and
The right
drugs
friend.
don't count. Drugs don't count.
I want to put a button on it.
Yeah,
But I
that's
think we
fire.
should dedefinitely meet up again and do another one.
Nah,
But
this is great, bro.
I asked you guys this question earlier. Let's see if you got an answer. 5 nights at Diddy's.
Release. Boundaries, bro. We gotta put boundaries.
I say Diddy's.
5 nights at Diddy's or 5 nights
I'm
at
not kidding, at least I'm not. The
Michael
fucking trauma
Jackson.
At 26, I can fight I can fucking fight Diddy. You don't know what Michael Jackson's doing to you, man.
That's what I'm saying. You probably won't remember.
You don't remember Michael Jackson?
Bro, you get to ride horses. You get to go on roller coasters. Eat cookies, pies, and cakes. Sing songs.
I think I'd rather drink Ciroc.